And I am here with Jensen, the wonderful mid laner here, possibly the best in North America. Do you feel that way?
Maybe.
Maybe. Humble. I like this. I actually want to talk about some good mid laners, though. You and GBM. Last night, GBM tweeted out some literal smack talk. It was a couple of line drawings. There was a character kind of slapping you across the face. So I want to know, did that tweet tilt you any? Were you like super nervous coming in then?
Nah. Me and GBM are good friends, so it's all cool. Yeah, it's just friendly banter.
Tell me actually sort of what this friendship looks like in the LCS, right? You guys are all on the same stage. You guys play against and with each other sometimes. Sort of walk me through what pro gamer friendships are like sometimes.
Well, I actually don't talk to that many people outside of my team too much. I sometimes talk to people, and GBM is a really nice guy, so whenever I see him, we like talk a lot and just have fun. That's about it, really.
That's good to hear, though. That went well. And speaking of going well, of course, Cloud9, 2-0 in matches, 4-0 in games, a perfect week for you guys. Coming into this week, did you expect that this was going to be the form you would be in to get this 4-0?
Yeah, I definitely think we have been improving a lot this past week, so I kind of expected good results. I didn't expect us to 2-0 Envy and beat them in that convincing fashion, but, you know, it is what it is, and it's good.
Yeah, certainly good to have those wins. So then I want to talk to you about the other teams at the top of the standing against you. A recent win against Envy this week. You still have Immortals and TSM who have bested you. You'll play them again. You'll probably play them in the playoffs as well. Talk to me about trying to compete to get back to this top level and beat these other top NA teams.
Well, I think our series against both TSM and Immortals were pretty close. So I think going into the next series against both teams, I think we have a pretty good shot because we've been improving a lot as well. So I definitely think we can kind of come out on top next time.
And this time, this means this time it means Cloud9's heading back to Worlds, and all your fans can be excited to see you guys once again defending North America, making a good run.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think we can definitely get to Worlds, so let's hope we do it.
Jensen, thank you very much. Congratulations on a great set of matches here today. I'm going to send it over to the analyst to talk about that match.
Thank you very much, Freak. Cloud9 putting the nail in the coffin for NRG there in Game 2. A slightly slower game, still only 36 minutes long, but 35 minutes long, but you compare that to the 26-minute win in Game 1. A little bit slower for Cloud9. But all in all, you know, as Jensen said, for them, they've seen steady improvement week over week. I believe we've seen the same thing.
Right. I think the biggest thing to look at is Dragon Control. They're a team that had been struggling a little bit with it, and this series they got every dragon. You know, NRG didn't get a single one. They got Barons both games. They baited them well. None of those Barons really looked like, oh no, are we gonna get this or not? You know, they kind of did a really good job of forcing people to walk into them. This game they had that big fight.
They also took the Rift Herald in this game. The Rift Herald was not taken by either team in Game 1, so essentially Cloud9 controlled every single global objective over both games.
As expected, you know, I want to see more of the cologne come out, more bodied, because that's exactly what Jensen ended up doing.
You got a little bottle of it yourself?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm sure he's got it here at the studio. We saw him with it the other day. But either way, I want to dive right into this. Team comp-wise, of course, we see this time the Trundle pick very early for NRG again. At least this time, Cloud9 picks an extra tank target for it.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Right. I mean, Quas is obviously a player who's known for his unorthodox top lane picks. He has a counter to Trundle. It's not a big deal to play against him. The Illaoi looks very solid, but now that for some reason, what worked yesterday, they refused to try it again today, where Cloud9 has had some priority onto the Trundle every once in a while. So why not just let him take it? And for some reason, they just want to first pick it and gets into the Lissandra, and Lissandra, you know, the impact, getting into the backline of Zyra and Lucian is going to just wipe them every time.
I don't know what to call it, but it feels like they're like trying to like mind game the draft too hard sometimes, where like, you know, Impact does have a very good Trundle, and so like I can understand the mindset of like, let's take the Trundle away from him, but then you're not really playing to your team's strengths, where I think giving Quas the opportunity to play that Illaoi into Trundle like we saw him do against Zig yesterday, get a huge lead just by himself basically, and not putting Quas in that position, and it just doesn't seem like they're playing to their strengths. It seems like they're just trying to like mind game other people.
Right, now as we continue to talk about this Cloud9 victory over NRG, over on NALCS 2, TSM has just closed out their series in our match of the week against Envy in 2-0 fashion. So, you know, for them, still dominant, still dominating the top of the table. I do want to dive into gameplay here, and I want to put a spotlight on Jensen in the mid lane, on this LeBlanc. A ton of focus thrown towards that mid lane by the likes of NRG, and boy, did he deal with all of that pressure in the early game pretty phenomenally.
Outplayed them all. At the first gank from Centurion, which was a questionable gank, the Flash, obviously, they're trying to release some pressure off mid lane, but immediately Media's in the counter gank, and quick level 3, quick chains, and gets turned around beautifully. They get juked. They have nowhere. Who is who? Who's the real LeBlanc?
Yeah, I love the decision to go back there. I feel like some mids might not have had the aggressive mindset to take his distortion back. And then here, the second gank comes in. NRG just dumps everything that they have into
I mean, he
this.
has no flash at this point, and he still gets away at it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the kind of thing where it feels like they're trying way too hard to influence GBM's matchup, and they're throwing away their top advantage to do it.
Yeah, I really hate that gank by NRG, who have always picked a winning 2v2. That's why we see both of these games, both dual lanes going to the top side, because Cloud9's trying to avoid the oppressive Caitlyn or the oppressive Zyra lane. And then when their advantage is in the top side, for some reason, they decide to blow every single summoner except the Ignite into somebody else's lane. So now who's going to win the lane?
Right.
You got nobody winning lane anymore. And it's like, okay, now the game's going to be lost gradually.
I think it's really interesting to point out the difference between how C9 plays around like trying to neutralize the enemy's advantage and how NRG does it. In game one, you know, Meteos goes top once, burns the flashes, returns 5 minutes later at the very last second to get the kills. Here, NRG, you know, they go mid early to try and help GBM out. They get the flashes. It doesn't work out exactly right. And then they instantly go back up there, blow everything trying to do it. Don't get it. It's just like it's like the same idea, but just the execution are miles apart.
And for many reasons, player of the game is going to go to Jensen, but primarily the way that he did deal with this early pressure, got himself those early kills. We saw he had the first 3 kills of the game, utilize that advantage to push himself to a 6-1-4 scoreline by the end of the game.
He's 2-for-0 on his LeBlanc player of the game, so I'm expecting every single time he whips out LeBlanc that we're going to see some really outstanding performances by him.
It's a statistical fact, man. Play LeBlanc, player of the game.
There it is.
He loses the game, 0-10, player of the game.
LeBlanc against Zyra is pretty easy to get player of the game. It's fodder.
That's
I mean,
true.
especially with the Lissandra setup we saw a couple times.
All right, well, we've got a fresh series of game right around the corner, so stick around as Phoenix 1 takes on the defending champs, Counter Logic Gaming. North American LCS returns in just 3.5.
Certainly been a good look for the new Cloud9, if you will, but we'll see if they can get it done here in game 2, or if NRG fancy themselves a win.
But NRG on the return.
We could get flash ulti, knocks up 3 there, Sneaky trying to get out of it as Quas front lining in. Satoran takes one out with the ultimate.
Hey, Lucian. Trundle. I rooted him, he flash trundle. Nice 2-0 series by Cloud9.